All right, so here's another game. During the loading screen, I see two orcs and one undead, and I figured it'd probably be good to use the Alchemist just in case the undead's a good player, and maybe he spawns next to me or something. I really don't want to be stuck with the Tinker in a situation like that. Actually, it'd be fine if the undead's next to me. That would be really good because um, that means the undead's so close that I could just go. He can't like run away. Like he can only run and then he's back at his base. So that would be really nice. Anyways, I'm gonna go Alchemist this game because I just kind of want to talk about what's going on through my mind when I have the Alchemist. And once again, I'm doing an a tavern build and not an AOW creep. Now that is debatable. Maybe I should do an AOW creep on this map, but you can kind of do it just fine without an AOW. And what I want to do here is I'm gonna pause it and just kind of look at where my actual mouse is. I want to take this creep camp and expand there, but I can't really. I don't really want to do that if I have an enemy here, which means I want to take these two camps, and these two gold mines, which would be hard if there's a player right here. But the chances of there being a player next to me and right here are very, very low. I don't know the probability, but I would guess it's under 10% or something, or under 20%. So I'm just going to I just figure I'm gonna be fine. I don't like I said in the last video, I want to build my altar in the back of the base, but you don't really want to do it right here because your hero's gonna get trapped. Now that would actually be fine because I'm gonna buy a shredder, so I probably should have just built it back there, but it not that big a deal. Ancient of War creep would be nice, but I tend to go heal spray on a map like this. You'll notice that Chemical Rage is just way better for fights. I mean, I'm always looking for quick fights, but and Heal Wave doesn't really do that. Heal Wave is like for slow fights, but Heal Wave is still really nice, especially while creeping, just to heal yourself up while just being mana efficient, not using all your moonwells. It's really nice, and when you're pushing people at like 15-18 minutes into the game before you get Tranquility, just to keep your army topped off all the time. In fact, Elf doesn't really have much healing. In fact, heal spray might be way better than we think. It's just kind of awkward to use, but it's much better now that it like only heals your own units. So going Alchemist, I want to creep those two mines as quick as possible. And what's nice is they're like right next to each other. And the creep got pulled weird because I put that wisp there. Also, that was a funky acid bomb. I like hitting all the units with an acid bomb. Hopefully you can see some examples of that. But ideally, you kill that healer as quick as you can. So there are a lot of things to think about when you're creeping and trying to like maintain hit points. I'm not doing the best job here, but I'm not doing too bad of a job either. I'm just gonna go heal up and I'm gonna get heal spray. Although the ranged units look like they do more damage, they really don't, because your hero just takes a lot. Your hero and archers take a lot of reduced damage from the trolls. So you want to kill the ogres as fast as you can, because they do full damage to your hero and like 150% damage to your archers. So ideally, though, you snipe out the troll priest. He's usually just in an awkward spot, and you can't pull him either. Now, what I did with that wisp kind of pulled it out, so maybe I should pull it like that. Let me explain why you can't pull the priest out. Traditionally, you'll like attack the creep with an archer to pull the creep. So what happens is every unit that doesn't have an ability chases the archer, and all the units that have an ability use the ability. So the ogre magi is going to stand still and cast bloodless, and the troll shadow priest is going to heal whatever unit you attacked with your archer. So you ideally I would pull the creep out with a wisp or with an archer. I'm just getting really technical, but I do it in solo games on Twisted or on Tyrannus Stand when creeping the shop first. I pull the creep by like body. I body pull it with an archer, so I can kill the shadow priest. And I saw Lalai do that, and that's optimal. Maybe a wisp is optimal. I don't know. But yeah, so right away I'm gonna expand a second time. And remember, when you're creeping like this, you get a lot of gold. These creeps just have a lot of gold to them, and you're getting experience, and you're making yourself tougher. You're making yourself stronger by creeping, such that you could defend better. You think it's being really greedy. This isn't being that greedy. This is just being smart. And so I already have enough to expand. Ideally, I would have already had like my wisp out there. Now, it doesn't matter too much to be perfect with this second expansion usually, because, well, I mean, you want to be, but you're gonna notice that right at tier 2, you're gonna not have enough gold to do everything that you want. So as you can, and so you might be a little behind on the wisps anyway. But, you know, maybe you can find a way such that you're not late. Maybe you build a shop in your base so you could sell the useless claws +9, or, you know, and have the gold to do everything at once. So what I'm doing right now is you might not have noticed, but I'm spreading the damage out onto all my archers. By doing this, they'll all get to full health after 1 or 2 heal sprays. And so I just scouted, and what I have is an undead below me, which means I want to kill that undead as quick as possible. I'm going to keep myself updated as to what kind of units he's making, because if he's a good player, I want to get my Ancients of Wind out as quick as possible. I might even go Hippogriff Riders for a little bit, unupgraded Hippogriff Riders for a little bit, if such is the case. If he has Fiends, I'm just going to go and play Mass Gems like I always do. Yeah, these are just the worst possible items. I think no, I didn't get Claws +9 in the first game, but I hate Claws +9. It's nice if you have a Demon Hunter, or like you're going like Demon Hunter Naga or something like that. But and it's okay if you're going Chemical Rage, but if you want to creep very, very, very fast, every other item that drops there. Ooh, I could have like screwed the creep up with a good detonate. I'm always a little slow on that. But so I see that he has Fiends, and not only does he have Fiends, he has like 3 or 4 Fiends, which means he's not a good free-for-all player. You wouldn't have like 4 Fiends. You'd be like teching to tier 3, you know, and why do you need 4 Fiends? You need more ghouls to get a bunch of lumber. Maybe you get 3 Fiends, but very rarely would you get more than 3 Fiends at an early point in the game like this. Especially versus an elf. Because versus an elf, you're going to want Gargs, so you're not going to go heavy Fiends. Unless you're just doing some weird strategy. So I already know he's a weak player now, and that doesn't mean I don't have to worry about him. He might just randomly attack me with like 6 Fiends and DK Lich statue, and it's going to be really annoying to fight against. This creep's kind of weird to pull out. I got to figure out how to do it right. I'm definitely not doing it very well, and I also don't have a wisp at the tavern, which is wrong. I needed to have a wisp there, but I just want to get the shredder out ASAP. And I figured, you know what, I'll creep it anyway. I have the shredder, I have the archers. I guess I'll just creep it, but I just wanted that shredder as quick as possible. And I'm okay that my Alchemist is taking damage. I have those Moonwells, and I have Heal Spray too. And I'm sacrificing like I mean, I'm not doing it as well as I can, but I'm sacrificing if um like HP efficiency for speed efficiency, if that makes sense. I mean, ideally, like I'd pull it back and I'd attack it, and I'd let them run away, and I'd pull it back and attack it again. Or I have a tankier hero like the panda, tanking it under Drunken Haze, but I just want to keep going. I want to get going. Also, I see that undead had like 4 or 5 fiends, so now I want to really get my orbs of venom out as quick as I can, because I don't want to be pushed by an undead before I get my chims out. And I notice he's already pushing me. Luckily it's night and he can't see that shredder. So what I'm gonna do, I really don't want that shredder to die. That would be a huge issue for me. Not a huge issue. I mean, I could buy another one at that shop directly above my rightmost expansion. But it's nighttime and he can't see that shredder right now. And I want it to stay that way, because I can tell this guy's not very good. He's hitting me right now, and that's just a dumb thing to do. So, I'm attacking that tree instead of mining it, and I'm gonna heal that shredder to full. And I also don't want to waste my TP. I probably should, but I tend to be low on gold right when I like hit tier 2.5, tier 2. So, I actually went Heal Spray level 2 instead of Acid Bomb level 2, so I'm not as efficient at like fighting him. But with access to like Moonwells, I don't think he can fight me here. Acid Bomb just really helps, and that Breath of Fire. And look at his fiends; they're all like 3 force to half HP now. He's got to get out of here. And I guess that those 2 claws are paying off too. You might think my army looks really weak against, but think of that level 3 Alchemist. Let's see if I click him. Yeah, he hits really hard, man. 34 to 61. That's like a level 8 Blade Master damage ratio. Yes, I attack like 4 times as slow, but that's just really, really, really high damage. So especially with the Acid Bomb, that compounding with the claws. So he's got to get out of there. I thought maybe I'll try and kill that fiend, and then no, I just want to get creepy. Because the reds here drop... I don't think they drop good items anymore. They used to drop good items. They drop consumables now. They used to drop the higher tier auras, but the LV version doesn't do that. But the Alchemist can attack air, and it's like a level 6 red Drake. So it's actually a really easy creep for Night Elf, which is rare. Oftentimes these have like... oftentimes big red creeps like this, like on Marketplace and stuff, have like granite golems. And like, Night Elf can't really deal with that. Even like with a tier 3 army, Night Elf can't really deal with that. So it's nice to have a map that you can creep the reds with some archers. And so they do drop the best summon items. So you can drop Infernal Stone, it can drop Doomguard, it can drop Ice Revenant. I really like Ice Revenant. So I do want to creep them, plus it's just a decent amount of experience. And I want to get another expansion up. I'd like to have 3 gold mines in addition to my main. And I think like I want to focus more on the game, but an idea floating through my head is I think it's best to have 4 expansions instead of 3, and 4 expansions is a little heavy on wisps, so you just send the wisps from your main to the 4th expansion. That's just a common thing people do to be greedy and more experienced free-for-all games. That way, when everybody else's main runs dry, you're totally fine because you have like 8,000 gold left in your main gold mine. And I guess the earlier you can do that, the better. And like that's just gonna win you like an extra like 4% of games or something like that, or maybe even more than that. It's a good thing to do, and you want to add in all these little things all the time, because each little thing will give you like a 4% higher win rate or a 2% higher win rate. And yeah, I get a good item, I use it right away. But yeah, you want to keep adding in all these little things. They'll increase your overall win rate. And I think I talked in the last video. If you get a consumable, just use it right away. I mean, you don't need to save a consumable. Last game I used. This might sound ridiculous, but this is what I'm talking about. I used a potion of divinity on my level 1 Keeper of the Grove. And you might think, why would you do that? That thing is like 25 seconds of invulnerability, and you're using it on a level 1 hero. You could have just let that hero die or TP'd out. No, just use it. It's what my Keeper of the Grove had, and I wanted to stay out on the map, and it caused me to win the fight that I was in. And it was just use it. I mean, yeah, there's probably a situation later in the game where I could make better use of it, but I don't know when that is. I don't know if that situation's going to appear or not. So I realized, why am I creeping these two things? This isn't very efficient. So I just figured, I'd pull them all together, just so I can get some more efficiency. But yeah, I shouldn't be creeping this. I should be creeping those top 2 reds. I already have a lot of money. I have everything I need. One thing I realized is I forgot to make Chimera Roost right when I hit tier 3. That would have been the best thing to do, but forgot to do that. Whatever. It really, I mean, most games it won't matter, but if you're facing a good human or good orc and you want to hit them early, or just like, you could hit someone at 15 minutes or you can hit them at 20 minutes. Oftentimes it doesn't matter, but sometimes it really does matter. I'm killing off an archer so that I can make a bear instead of having an archer. So look, I have these 3 orbs of venom now, and now my damage is just really good. I gave both claws to my Keeper of the Grove. I feel like that would be the most useful right now. But just a ton of damage. I'm doing a ton of damage now. Getting my Chimroost up. Yeah, I realize it's kind of late. How far into the game are we? We're 11 minutes. So this game, I could have had my Chimera Roosts up by 10-ish minutes, and they would have finished by 11 minutes. You gotta think those numbers through. Most of the time, people are hitting each other around like 15 minutes, 18 minutes, 20 minutes, and getting your Chimera Roosts up during minute 10 is a really big deal. It's just too fast for people to deal with. And I figured right now, I'll go to the center of the map and start getting the big creeps. Staff your hero back. Staff your hero back. Get full health. I want to get the. I want to be able to have access to a shop right now, so I could buy better items. I want like Boots of Speed on my panda. I want Staff of Teleportation on my panda. So, look how strong 3 heroes are. So this guy has DK, I assume he has a Lich, just a bunch of Fiends. I think he's got some statues, skeletons. And I have like 3 heroes and an Ice Revenant. I guess an Ice Revenant's pretty strong, so maybe I'm more obviously a little strong than I'm saying. But watch how and he's a Lich. Watch how strong this piece of crap army is against. I'm not fighting him right now. I'm gonna fight him in a minute with what I have. I think I won't even have archers either. What I'm saying is these orbs of venom just make you very strong at this point in the game. Plus that roar, that's like 2.5 attack upgrades on your heroes, which is really nice. And that bear also gives me rejuve, so I can keep my heroes at full HP without having to staff them back. What's nice is these creeps are really annoying because they use Carrion Swarm, but Heal Spray just one heal spray alleviates like 3 or 4 carrion swarms. I sold those claws. Okay, so I mentioned, oh, use your consumables right away, use them right away. I would say the Infernal Stone is the one that's a little bit different. Infernal Stone is a game-winning item. That can just straight up win you a game. Because it's a ranged 4-second AoE stun, and it summons like, I would say, how much food would you say an Infernal's worth? I would pay like 9 food for an Infernal. To have an Infernal in my Night Elf army, I'd pay like 9 food or 10 food or something like that. I want it in every army, but I would say in most Night Elf armies, I'd pay 10 food for that thing. So just being able to spawn a 10 food unit, and think about it, like that 4, I could talk about it for a while. Just, it's really, really good. So I do save the Infernal, though I don't save it very long. I mean, I'm going to use it first chance I get. But I'm going to wait for an opportunity. I'm not just going to use it to finish a creep. Like you can do that with every other summon, but not with the. You wouldn't do that with the Infernal. Maybe I could see multiple reasons to do that, actually, to finish a creep. I just don't need to. Imagine creeps that are significantly more difficult than these ones. In such a case, you might want to use the Infernal just to be able to creep the map, prevent other people from creeping it, and being able to stay at 50 food. But that's not an issue I have. I can kill all these creeps with my heroes, no problem. So I'm fleshing out my tech tree. I'm getting a little bit more gold than I'm used to. I usually like being lower on gold, and the problem I'm finding right now is I'm just starved for lumber, and I don't want to build like more wisps or buy a second shredder. And also this map is a bit bigger, and so sometimes it's just nicer to have like an extra like 2,000 or 3,000 cushion. So ideally I would just go attack someone right now, but because of the lumber issue and because I made those Chimera Roosts a little late, I figured I would just play a little bit slower. So I see this undead. This is what I was talking about a minute ago. I have nothing. I don't even have those archers anymore, and I don't have that Revenant anymore. And I'm not going to use the Infernal Stone either. And these heroes are stronger than like a 50 food undead army. And I'm really serious about that. Just because fiends are so bad, I have those orbs. I have very strong heroes. They're all about to level up. And I have staves, invul potions, periaps, things like that. Oh, I do have that bear in order to roar my stuff. But look at how low everything is immediately. With the orbs on it, with Acid Bomb and Haze Breath of Fire, everything's kind of taking, they take like the 140, or is it 140, 130 AoE damage immediately, and then they're all kind of taking like 40 damage per second, or like 50 damage per second. So like now all your full HP fiends are going to be dead fiends very, very soon. So you got to get out of there. That looked like a crit from the panda, but it definitely wasn't. I don't have... Just the way he hit with the staff looked like the crit animation. And right now I'm sending a hippogriff out to scout the whole map. I should have done that earlier. Once again, these heroes can just take out anything. It's like having a Blade Master, TC, Shadow Hunter in terms of damage, but more damage right now. I mean, obviously the Blade Master, once it gets like level 8, is going to be doing a lot more damage than these 3 heroes, but if we have it our way, that's never going to happen. Or if it does, we're going to have level 10 heroes. So I'm just going to TP straight back to my base. I have the money, I don't feel like walking. This player doesn't seem very good. And I'm just going to kill him right away. Now, one thing I usually do, and I notice a lot of players have the opposite mindset. I'm trying to debate whether I want. I'm trying to debate whether I want to upgrade level 3 on my chimps in terms of their damage, or do have upgraded treants. And I just had a battle with myself, and I decided to get strong chimps instead. But okay, one thing that a lot of players do is they attack expansions before going for somebody's main. Now that's a safe thing to do, because that means over the long term they're not going to be able to replenish their army as much. I usually really don't do that. I like going for somebody's main gold mine right away. And the reason why I like that is because it doesn't give them enough time to counter your army. And so it is a bit banking on the fact that they haven't scouted you. But it doesn't really matter. Even if they have scouted you, go to their base. All a Chimera user needs to do is win one battle. All you need to do is win one battle. And if you win one battle and you're in your enemy base, that opponent is crippled, because Chimeras kill bases so quickly. For example, let's say an undead and I were fighting, and an undead beat me. It doesn't matter where, but even beat me near my base. And now he goes into my base and he's got like 68 food of gargoyles. It's like, oh, okay. 10 minutes later, you might be able to kill my base, but it's really going to take you a long time. And maybe I can defend okay with moonwells and like orbs and spells, especially with the Alchemist. But you beat the undead in their base or near their base, and then you just go and kill it. And it only takes you a few seconds. So one thing you should do, chims are nice at sniping shredders, so just kill the shredder whenever you see one. And I use treants in the back of the base. I'm just trying to be annoying. I'm just trying to make things as uncomfortable as possible for him. I'm just trying to throw a bunch of problems, more than he can handle, and see how he reacts. And he can't handle this. This is 16 minutes into the game, probably closer to 16, just because of the loading screen. And yeah, he's definitely not a super strong player. I figured I would be able to kill his heroes by spawning. I meant to spawn the Ursa and use Stomp immediately, but I accidentally used like Book of the Dead or something like that. Maybe that was his Book of the Dead. I don't know. Okay, I just want to watch this again. Yeah, it's his Book of the Dead. Just so much damage, you can't deal with it. Once again, kind of pub stomping him. Or kind of pub stomping this game. Every game kind of feels like that right now. But I'm saying, even the games where there's a good player, it still kind of feels like a pub stomp. And I just want to finish this game as quick as possible. The interesting thing is I could have done this 4 minutes earlier, or 3 minutes earlier. And maybe I should have, you know? And you might think, oh, that's so early. Shouldn't a free-for-all player would think that's so early? Shouldn't you save more gold? Well, I don't know. Maybe, but I don't think it's. I don't think like the answer. We already have the answer. Like a lot of times, maybe it's better just to go have less gold and have higher level heroes instead, and to have a player dead, and to be at a different place. At a different place in the game earlier. So yeah, I'm able to tell both these players aren't very good. It's just clean up here. I don't really can't really think of anything too interesting to say about this. You can just watch Chimeras destroy this guy's base, no problem. There's a lot to talk about for the Orc matchup, but none of these guys are able to really provide any needed or they're not able to provide like a challenge such that I can really expound on the matchup. I mean, you can see it doesn't really matter that I don't have anti-air, and I'm gonna keep reiterating that. It just doesn't matter that I don't have anti-air, and you'll find that versus orc, you just don't want hippogriffs. They're gonna mass bats against you, and a good orc will bat your hippogriffs. So just get a bunch of chimeras. I've been wondering if a really good orc player can successfully fight you with mass headhunters now that they've been buffed, and I'm inclined to think it'd actually be okay. Now, there are orcs in the past who would go mass headhunters and claim that it was good against elf. I think it was because they didn't do it versus elves who knew how to properly counter it, and the way you properly counter it is by getting just way too many chimeras. There's like a spillover point where you just get enough of them that ground doesn't work anymore. And you really have to make sometimes a ridiculous amount of chimeras, but I wonder if now, if with the increased range on the headhunters, I don't remember if they're buffed in another way. I have a feeling that they are, but I don't think so. If just with that increased range will allow them to better fight chimeras. Plus, they nerfed chimeras splash. That was kind of a really weird change. I'm not too sure about that one, but the splash still seems pretty good. So yeah, that was just a really weird change. Anyways, this was a quick game. I think I could have done it 2 or 3 minutes quicker. I got that mountain giant. I'll talk more about that in another video, but yeah, there's just a lot to talk about. That's another Overexplain game. 19 minutes, probably could have been done a bit quicker. And you could just kind of see some of the creep routes and stuff that was going on. But yep, there is that, and thanks for watching.